I just wanted to do a very quick follow-up to the video I made earlier today. I was watching it and I realized that one of the most important things you could draw or take from that video uh, wasn't really emphasized. And this is what I want to say in this video. As I said, um, this awareness, this ground of being is ever present. And one of its amazing attributes is that it never changes. It's always just there. It's there for everything. Everything that the mind labels as good, as bad, and as everything in between, it's there equally for all those things. It's like the sun that shines on all alike. The sun shined on Gandhi, and the sun shined on Hitler. And that's what this awareness is like. So now, that's one side. When the mind psychologically identifies with objects, and most importantly, itself, and saying, this is me, this is who I am, I'm my body, I'm my identity, I'm the child of my parents, I'm this or that, then when problems happen, they're taken personally, and that's really painful. So if you're suffering from depression, a phobia, um, fears, this is where what I'm going to say can be very helpful. These are all objects, no matter how powerful that fear may be, no matter how intense that pain is, it is still an object of the mind. Doesn't mean that anyone has to like it, but it is there. The phobia, the fear, the pain, they're all there. And awareness is there for them. And why is this so important to understand? It's so important to understand because this awareness, this light that's within all of us, isn't affected by the phobia or the fear or the pain. Those things are like storms. They come, they do their bad thing, and then they pass. And then something else comes. And and that's what the life of the me, not the essential I, the life of the me is. It's this passing show of life itself, which embraces us all. And it embraces us through our core beingness, which is this awareness. So all this passing events, those that are painful, um, uh, your lover leaves you, you are lonely. I have felt all these things in my own life. You have been diagnosed with cancer. I've even been diagnosed with terminal cancer and was told that I wasn't going to live more than 6 months. And as someone who is single parenting their own child, uh, I don't need to tell you how devastating that was for me, how sad it was. Uh, it turned out the diagnosis was incorrect. And, obviously, I'm alive to talk about it. So, this passing show, no matter how painful the mind may interpret it, is still seen by this I. And the more you realize you are not this me, this me of the passing show, the freer you are from any identity. And that's what I said in the earlier video, that if I say, I am this sadness, I am this hopelessness, I am this persistent frustration, I am this loneliness, then you're saying, I'm attached to my loneliness. I'm attached to my physical pain. They define me. They tell me who I am. And so, in a way, we have a special rapport with these things. And then we need to ask ourselves, why do we need to have this special rapport? Why do I need to be my pain? Because the ego is getting something out of it. It needs to be the victim, perhaps. The ego must have attention. And these things bring attention to us. Poor lonely me. You know, even as painful and as sad as these things are, they are a special psychological identity, which the ego gets something out of. Um, Otherwise, it wouldn't do this. And often it's very subtle, these connections we have with our negative identities. And by the way, it's equally true of our positive identities. Hey, look how smart I am, and hey, dude, you know, they don't come more sexier than myself. Hey, the women just can't say no to me. All that is the same. And by the way, that's a self-negating identity I just gave you, the positive ones. There is an underlying story of inadequacy that supports both the me as victim and me as, hey, I'm too cool. It exists for both of them. And the more awake you are to your own ground of being, which isn't changed or affected or moved by any of these things, the more liberated you will be, not only from the grasp of that single painful psychological and emotional feeling, but far more importantly, the more you do this, the freer you will be from the underlying story of, it's always one of these things, I am inadequate, or I am insufficient, or I am not worthy of love. They are always the underlying stories. And the more you see the symptom, I am lonely, my girlfriend left me, my boyfriend left me, whatever it is, I've been diagnosed with a terrible disease. All those things are real. They're not to be negated. They're not to be invalidated. They're not to say, well, you know, that's all just part of the dream. Get over it. You know, be awakened, be enlightened. That's the bullshit part of Eastern spirituality, which some people foolishly cling on to. Those things are real, but they don't defy your essential beingness. And the more alive you are to that beingness, the more you won't need to grasp those temporary states. You won't need to be cool. Hey, it's fun to be cool. It's fun to be liked. It's fun to win at games. It's fun to play games. It's fun. All that's fun. What makes it unfun is the psychological attachment we have to winning, to being cool, for being tough. Hey, don't fuck with me. You know, you're fucking with the wrong guy. That whole attitude, which defines America, which defines a lot of modern Israel and contemporary Islam. That's another false front, and that's why these teachings are so important, and how and why they not only can transform your life, your world, and your life, but our whole world. When we realize it's all me and we're all connected in this, and we're open to it all as it is, without needing to put fantasies and psychological layers on stuff and play games and bullshit with people and manipulate situations for our own fragile ego needs or whatever it is. But the more open you are to the underlying story, that's so key. And in this regard, I know I'm selling here, but my book is such an important manual to find that. The more open to that, the more free you will be. I assure you of this. So thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have any questions, contact me. I'm an Eric at liberationfromthelie.com. Liberation from the Lie, all one word. Feel free to contact me. I'll be happy to respond. Thank you. And I'm honored that you have watched. Thank you.